Sorcery is all about the movement and the fixation of the assemblage point, a tennis ball-sized glowing spot on the surface of the luminous cocoon that is a human being when seen as energy. The ball can move and illuminate other parts of the cocoon, so perception changes. The average man loses the perception game by default because he doesn't know about the assemblage point. When the idea is presented to him, he rejects it based on neuroscience, the latest iteration of the mechanistic worldview, in which man used to be a steam engine when the steam engine was the high-tech of the age. Nowadays, man is a computer. The processor is the brain, a circuit board in which neurons fire electricity. We believe so because the microchip is the high-tech of the present age. Sorcerers don't identify with the latest human invention and are adamant about the assemblage point. They see it for a fact that perception is assembled there. And when the creature dies, the luminous cocoon disintegrates, including the assemblage point. However, while it lasts, it is never left alone. Something always controls it. It may be some outside force or internalized habits, customs, and dialogues. The sorcery project is a lifelong struggle for the ability to displace our assemblage point, which is no less than taking control back from arbitrary forces and meeting the challenge of conscious navigation in the dark sea of awareness toward perceiving everything humanly possible. It is crucial to ask who or what controls our assemblage point at a given moment, because it controls our lives. But even more important to know that the control is flimsy, and anything can move the assemblage point, such as drugs, alcohol, fatigue, fear, love, hunger, sleep, thoughts, etc. Therefore, we can experiment with it and move it from within ourselves. The sorcerer's preferred method of moving the assemblage point is via unbending intent. But what is unbending intent?
It begins with a single act that has to be deliberate, precise, and sustained. If that act is repeated long enough, one acquires a sense of unbending intent, which can be applied to anything else. If that is accomplished, the road is clear. One thing will lead to another until the warrior realizes his full potential.
And what is that sustained action in the context of everyday life? When we give a personal answer to that, we will take control of our lives, and our perception cease to be an arbitrary product of circumstances, as is the case with the entire human race. If you have done some meditation, probably you are familiar with the two addictive types of thoughts that keep cropping up in your mind: craving and aversion. It manifests as love and hate, likes and dislikes, sex and violence, and so on. These are the two types of thoughts that mess with the pineal gland the most and make it produce highly addictive drugs and release them into the bloodstream. What the bleep do we know is a movie explaining just that. The main feature of these emotionally charged thoughts is that we identify with them. We mistakenly believe that the content of our mind is us, and our awareness ends up in a dreamlike state, rushing from scene to scene, from thought to thought, without self-awareness. The unbending purpose halts that crumbling rush, and we come to our senses. The most renowned example of acquiring unbending intent is Arnold Schwarzenegger's bodybuilding. The one act that he kept on doing long enough was pumping iron. By the age of 20, he had built extraordinary muscles, and in the meantime, unbending intent. He then applied it to become a successful actor in Hollywood, and then to his political career to become the governor of California. When you build your unbending intent, you resemble a simpleton. You care about only one thing: Your chosen act has to be done, no matter what. That's what your life revolves around and strengthens your decision, whatever it may be.